Welcome, everybody. I'm getting all the things started, making sure the stream is coming through. It's the day after Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday. Listen, I'm not even sure how many people are going to be able to join me because y'all might be out there shopping. But I said, you know what? I'm going to get on here and celebrate some stuff I'm thankful for anyway. So that's what we're doing today. I hope that you have a chance to join me. We are going to get started when the timer finishes winding down. Make sure you take a second, go grab your drink. Listen, I got a big cup of ice water because let me tell you, I've been drinking a whole bunch of ginger ale and it was very tasty. And yet, that's got a good bit of sugar in it. So may as well. Don't forget to grab your drink. And if you're new here, welcome. Take a second to say hello in the chat if you are watching on LinkedIn or Facebook. Unfortunately, the chat doesn't come through from over there. So what I'm going to suggest or what I'm going to do is invite you to come over to YouTube so you could join the chat over here. How about that? Okay? Yes, that's what I suggest. So in the meantime, hey, if you're new here, welcome. I am Rashidat. I am a lifestyle coach, specifically for professional and entrepreneur women 30 to 40 plus who are ready to live a life that life that they've been working so hard to build. Because over in these parts, we're the women that get it done, but we haven't had as much time to enjoy the life that we love. And so I'm about helping us make that switch without, losing all the traction that we've had with building that wonderful life with love. So I will make sure to tell you more about how to work with me a little bit later. But we always start with um, we always start Freedom Fridays by celebrating our wins from the week. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So I give you that preface so you can start wrapping your mind around what are you celebrating from this week? And add a little bit more. Tell me what you're thankful for from this week or this year. Yeah, let's do from this year. I am excited to share quite a few things that I'm thankful for. So it's going to be more, there'll be three things I'm celebrating from this week. And then our main topic today will be talking about what are the things that we're thankful for from this year. And then before that, we'll give out some stickers. And then after that, we'll do our wind down for the weekend so that we are all ready. Now, here's the thing, you might already be in vacation vibes, and I love that. I just figured, let's get together anyway. It's a good day to get together. And here's the thing, this also will let me know if holidays are good times to get together or not. I feel like, I'm not sure, have I ever done holiday ones before? I don't explicitly remember. I feel like uh Thanksgiving. I know I've never done it on Thanksgiving because we always done it on Friday. But I can't remember if we've done it on Black Friday or not. So that's new for me. I can't remember. Either way, it'll be good for me to know if y'all are into it the day after a holiday or on a holiday. Hey, Megan, happy Friday. I'm so glad you got a chance to join today. I was just saying that I wasn't sure if anybody was going to have a chance to join because it's the holiday. It's hard to tell, I wasn't sure if people were out shopping or what. So I was like, well, let me just get on here and see what's going on. So happy Friday. I'm glad you're here. I have got my water. What you sipping on today? What's your drink of choice? I might go grab one of my brothers. Not right now, but I might get a ginger ale later. Y'all, I might be addicted to ginger ale. I love me some ginger ale. That's literally I don't have soda very often, but when I do, I want ginger ale, and I've been enjoying it the last couple days. Mm, okay, so while you are taking a second, I want you to think, or while you're taking a sip, I want you to start thinking about what you are celebrating from this week. And I'm going to share a couple things that I am celebrating from this week. Yeah, as we start, let's get into the conversation, y'all. Let me hear what's going on. I want to know what's going on this week. So, oh, that reminds me. I meant to put a reminder on Instagram and I forgot. Well, I celebrate that you're here, even though I forgot. I won't use that as my first celebration. My first celebration for this week specifically is that I survived the cold in Pittsburgh. So I went home for Thanksgiving. I try to go home twice a year. And I didn't go home for 4th of July because I was in LA. It's just it was like I went over the 4th of July. And honestly, if you remember, the 4th of July was a hot mess for me because um that's when I first started having the chronic hive. So yeah, that was a whole adventure. So I really wanted to push and make sure that I got home for Thanksgiving. And I'm so glad that I did. I'll tell you more when I tell you. I could tell you about those things now because I'm gonna tell you about what I'm thankful for afterwards. But so this Thanksgiving was very special because we had all of like my older the matriarchal part of our the older women in our family, because we have a lot more women than men in our that are still living anyway. And so my grandmother, I always make sure I get home. I want to go home and see my grandmother at least twice a year. My grandmother is 97 years old. She was born in 1928. That number just blows my mind every time I hear my grandmother was born in 1928. It's just crazy, 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 crazy to me. And so she's still spry, still starting trouble, still having a good old time. And so I just love to go home and at least lay eyes on her, because if I try to call her, she's terrible. She's like, "Hey, how you doing? Okay, you all right? Okay, goodbye." She doesn't stay on the phone very long. If I give her a hard time, she might stay on the phone a little longer. I said, "Grandma, don't rush me off the phone." She might stay on the phone a little bit longer. But it was so fun to go see her. Um, it was it. This is my win number two. This is some of I saw some family that I hadn't seen in a long time, and a long time meaning like 2 years, because I used to stay on the road a lot more, and I would bop around and I would go see all of them. But I just wanted a bit of a shift. I was just tired of living out of my suitcase. So I had been, I've been trying to get settled in Charlotte and trying to do the tiny house and all of these things. And so I hadn't seen them in a while. And so I had some family that they don't come for every Thanksgiving, but they came up for this Thanksgiving. So my grandmother's youngest sister was uh was able to come up for Thanksgiving this year. Now she was born in 38. So 28 and 38, which is just again crazy to me. And so both of them, each of them looked at me. It was funny. My grandmother looked at me and said, "Oh my goodness, you look old." And I was like, "Oh, excuse me." And then she corrected herself. She said, "You don't look like a baby anymore." And I said, "Well, that's true. I'm in my 40s. I mean, black don't crack, but I don't no, I don't look like a baby anymore." Even though I swear people still think I'm in my early 30s. And I'm like, add at least 10 years. So I took that as a win. I was like, okay, that's good. Because my grandmother is one of those people, you can't go home looking a hot mess. Like, you gotta go home looking like you okay, or else she's gonna be worried. So, so yes, I was happy to I was happy to get the stamp of approval. And then my Aunt Jean came in, and I hadn't seen my Aunt Jean probably since I stopped doing missions. So maybe the last time I saw her was probably like 2019. It is such a blessing. It is such a blessing, right? Her and her sister. So yeah, I don't think I had seen my great aunt since 2019. And she they both my grandmother uses a walker and my great aunt uses a cane. So she was like leaning over quite a bit. And so I went up to her and I said, "Hey, Auntie." And she looked at me, and you would have thought that she saw an angel. And she said, "Oh my God." She, first of all, she stared at me for the longest time. And then she started tearing up, and then I started tearing up, and I'm like, "Stop, you gonna make me cry." And she's like, "But she looks so beautiful." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I mean, I had on this shirt, honestly. It wasn't like I did anything special. Um, but I appreciated that too. It was um I just didn't expect that response. I mean, I didn't do anything out of the normal. I ran out of mascara, so I used my sister's, which I don't have any today because I haven't. I drove back today. I left at 4 a.m. from actually 3:30 a.m. I had to drive through two winter storms, so that's my third celebration. I did not have any crashes or any incidents as I drove through the storms at 4, 5 o'clock this morning, through the mountains of West Virginia. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about the fact that I'm driving through West Virginia in the wintertime at night. But I was trying to get back here on time because I have to work tomorrow. And I wanted to be here for Freedom Fridays, and I want some time to relax this evening, so I could go to bed early because I got to be up at. I was already up at 2 today, and I have to be up at 5:30 tomorrow morning. So I wanted to get home. So yeah, I was glad that I had a chance to rest. I just went off on a whole tangent. I was talking about my great aunt and how I was celebrating um their response to me. And then also it was great. I got to see some of my cousins that I haven't seen in a while. So I enjoyed that too. So yes, and then my third win was that my drive back from Pittsburgh today was pretty good. Cuz on Monday I left I might have left I must have left Atlanta around 10 or maybe later. But it took me until 9 to get to Pittsburgh on Monday. It's a good 10-hour drive. Like and I kind of forgot that it was 10 hours. I think in my mind I was thinking it was 8. Yeah, I was thinking it was 8, but it's 8 from Charlotte. It's like 10 and a half from here. It's like 8, 7.5 from Charlotte, depending on the traffic and all of that. So yeah, it took longer than I thought, but I made it through. I had some coffee this morning. I couldn't do without it. I had to stop to get it. I did good for maybe the first 3 hours, and then I was like, nope, I need coffee. Thank you, Megan. I'm glad I made it back safely too, because driving 10 hours, my response was, okay, this is much closer than LA. But LA also doesn't have to deal with snow and all of that good stuff. And I only drove during the day. Because I went during the summer. So the daytime was longer, and I just wasn't factoring all of those things in. So but I made it back. I made it back. It was a really good trip. We had so many people come over for Thanksgiving. We always have a lot of people come over for Thanksgiving, but the last couple years, because my nephew was married and so his wife was doing Thanksgiving, and then like my sister's son, sometimes all his kids couldn't come over. Like sometimes we didn't have everybody come. Whereas this year, man, we had so many people. I don't even there were plenty of times where I mean we had the whole downstairs is like a living room, a den, a dining room, and the kitchen. There were people in every single room. Every chair was taken. The kids were sitting on the stairs up to the second floor, or like coming in and out of the house. And yeah, the house was packed. It was beautiful, and a lot of people. My sister threw down on the cooking like she does every single year. Um, this year I didn't do much cooking because usually I would go for a couple weeks, which this is the shortest trip that I've taken to Pittsburgh in a very long time. I usually go for at least 2 weeks. Um, so I didn't do any cooking. I just made an apple pie for her boyfriend, which they rave about my apple pie because y'all, you want to know the secret to my apple pie? Let me tell you. This is important. Like, I don't want you to miss this. The secret to my apple pie is, instead of boiling the apples when you cook them, first of all, I use fresh apples, but instead of boiling them, you saute the apples, and you don't put absolutely no water in the pan when you saute them. You just put a little butter on the bottom, and then season them, like, sweeten them. I do put a little bit of salt in my apples too, which helps bring out the apple flavor. Man, that pie came out so stinking good. We hid that pie. Nobody, and that was only for the people at the house. Nobody else got that pie. So that was the pie that was hidden on the side. But if you love apple pie, honestly, I would do something. I like making peach cobbler as well. So I usually like to make desserts. I just didn't have time. So my favorite dessert is cheesecake, but I don't eat dairy anymore. So now I've been working on trying to make a vegan cheesecake, and I haven't perfected it yet, and I didn't even try this time. Honestly, I've just gotten out of cooking. I don't like cooking anymore. But I usually make a blue velvet cake, a red velvet cake, a carrot cake, a cheesecake that's probably like a lemon raspberry cheesecake, and then also Oreo one. Um, and then I like making peach cobbler and an apple pie. So those are usually my desserts. My mom always makes the cookies. So she makes chocolate chip cookies and butter and oatmeal scotchies. I like the chocolate chip. I'm not really a huge fan of oatmeal scotchies. And then she always makes sweet potato pie and pretzel salad. That's just the desserts. Can y'all tell how much food is usually at this Thanksgiving? Megan said you never heard of boiling apples for apple pie. Really? How do you make your apples then? Do you buy them in a can, or what do you usually do for them? I Because the thing with if you boil them, it takes all the flavor ends up in the water. So I love making the gravy that way. It's actually really good to make a cobbler that way because you got like just the right amount of liquid left over, and you put like some crust in the apple cobbler to like thicken it up. But yeah, so yeah, that's just the desserts alone. My sister, like 10 years ago, we started frying turkeys. So we always fry turkeys now. But I remember before we fried turkeys, there would always be turkey left over. Now my sister has to make two turkeys to make sure everybody gets turkey. So there was only a little piece of turkey and I got it. I brought myself a plate back home. Oh, let me tell you, my sister made the yams. Now, yams are sweet, but I like salty. So I put a little bit of kosher salt on mine. Oh, y'all, let me tell you, them yams were kicking. I had 3 plates, and every plate had yams on it. Okay. Okay. So while I'm already starting to talk about the Thanksgiving food, tell me, what Thanksgiving food do you like the most in general, and then what was your favorite Thanksgiving food that you had yesterday? Okay, that's what I want to hear. Okay. Megan said, I don't really like apple pie much anyway, but my mother just mixed sliced apples and mix it with lemon juice, cinnamon, and just put it in the crust and bake it. I always cook my apples before I put it in the crust. I always cook my apples first. Mainly because if you don't, it ends up with so much, all the liquid from the apples ends up in the pie. And that makes it even the way I did it yesterday, we still had too much liquid in it, and it will bake over and cause the oven to smoke. So luckily we're pros at that. We made sure we put foil in the bottom to catch it. But yeah, I always cook the apples before I put it in a pie. But I'm not mad at that. She's like, listen, I need it to be the easy way. My sister is, I swear my sister could be a gourmet chef, okay? Because you should have saw her sit for like an hour and cut the celery. Now it was literally perfect. And I am not that kind of cook. I am like, listen, it don't need to be that pretty. It just needs to taste good. But she will make something is super pretty. So I like cooking with my sister just because it's just one of those things that we love to do together. And then what we love more, it's not even a cooking. We love getting excited about the food. And then after and while we're eating, girl, y'all, we be food moaning. That was good. Mm. Food moaning the whole time. Like it is my absolute favorite thing to do with me and my sister. Whenever we travel, we go to places to eat so we can food bone. It's just one of our favorite things to do together. So yes. Megan said, I made oatmeal scotchies before, but I wasn't a fan. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of oatmeal scotchies either. So my brother loves oatmeal scotchies. And so my mom has been making oatmeal scotchies for my brother. My brother is now 60 years old. She been making oatmeal scotchies for him forever. Me and my sister like chocolate chip. But all of that being said, my mom's oven was broken this year and she's in a senior building. And so they didn't come and fix her oven in time. So she didn't make cookies, which was fine because my mother doesn't know how to make a little bit. I'm like, Mom, I don't need 2 pounds of cookie dough. I'm thick enough as it is. I need like 2 cookies. That's all I need. I only need dough for maybe a dozen. And that's going to take me, if I have 2 cookies a week, that's going to take me 6 weeks to eat those cookies. Okay. Like I don't need what, 2 pounds of cookie dough. So when she used to do that, she's not good at cooking for like one. I would bake the cookies and I would like take them to work or take them to friends and give them away and stuff like that. But my mom, that's another one of a regular Thanksgiving thing. What other Thanksgiving traditions do you come to mind when you think about this happens every year for Thanksgiving? That my mom, that's what happens every year. My sister has been slowly but surely taking her off of cooking duty because my mom is starting to her memory is starting to degrade. Man, I don't know if it's quite dementia, but it's definitely her memory is starting to degrade. And so she'll forget to put stuff ingredients in and then it won't taste right. And then she'll try to fix it later and it could be a hot mess. That's how I'm like, Grandma, listen, I'm no, Mom, you don't need to cook anymore. Not my grandmother. My grandmother doesn't cook. My grandmother was never a big cook. My Aunt Jean, the one that came, she was the one who was the cook. She was the one who used to do Thanksgiving before my sister took it over. And my sister, remember, my sister and brother are 15 and 19 years older. So my sister remembered Thanksgiving from when she was a little girl, and she was like, "I don't want to." When my great aunt moved away from Pittsburgh, she was like, "I don't want us to lose this tradition." So she brought the tradition back. It was very intentional for her. I believe my sister is going to be our next matriarch after like my grandmother and my great aunt passed away, which is it was kind of cool. I didn't say that out loud to anybody else. I told y'all before I told them. But yeah, so yeah, I just went off on a tangent. Hey Keena, you not late. You right on time. We always happy for you. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Friday. We talking about food. You know, that's one of our favorite things to talk about over here in these pots. So I was talking about how I made apple pie and just some of the food that we had at Thanksgiving yesterday. So I made sure I brought myself a plate home. I got a couple things. And y'all listen, you know what else is a celebration? Here, I'll tell you, I'm one of my things I'm grateful for. I did not break out at all. You know, with my perimenopause, it is I can't tell what's going to break me out and what's not. I did not break out at all. No hives. Absolutely no hives. I call that an amazing win. Like, yes, 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 yes. So excited. I love it. Megan said, I went out to eat for Thanksgiving. I don't like turkey, so I went out with friends to a steakhouse. I'm excited about my leftovers. Oh, girl, I ain't mad at that. I told my sister, I said, I don't like cooking anymore. And she said, really? I said, no. If I never had to cook again, I would never cook again. And I said, if you don't do Thanksgiving, we are going to Honey Baked Ham to get our Thanksgiving dinner. Or I would actually probably go in Charlotte. There's a fine dining restaurant that had a Thanksgiving meat, like a Thanksgiving menu. I probably would have done that. I would have made reservations for that. Like, because I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook at all. So I get that, Megan. I'm into it. Now, I don't like baked turkey, but I do like fried turkey. Fried turkey just hits different. Everything is different when it's fried. It's just a thing. So that fried turkey, I get it though. So then what did you get at the steakhouse? I want to know what you got. I'm excited that you got leftovers too. I feel like you need to send me a picture on Instagram so I can food moan about your food. Because listen, I love to see me a beautiful plate. And I'm like, oh, they did that. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you see a good food, when you see good plated food, and you're like, wow. I'm eating with my eyes right now. Yes. Don't you know what I'm talking about? Yes. So I want to know what did you have? What did you have for Thanksgiving, Megan? Tell me too, Keena. Did you make your Thanksgiving dinner, Keena? Did you go to family? Did you stay home? What'd you do? That's what we're talking about, y'all. Let me see. Keena said, I haven't celebrated officially Thanksgiving since 2000. I have been boycotting things since my teen years. Hey, I get that. And that's how I feel about Christmas. That's exactly how I feel about Christmas. If you ask me what does my Christmas tree look like for Christmas, I would tell you if I ever did a Christmas tree, it would be a green post-it with a tree drawn on it. That's my version of Christmas. I'm not into Christmas at all. But Thanksgiving feels different for one because it's an eating holiday. We don't really cook on Thanksgiving. Everybody's just relaxing on Thanksgiving and watching TV and trying to stay warm because it was Pittsburgh. Um now my Christmas, I'm usually with my God family. And so I'm hanging out with the girls. We're playing with their new toys. We're eating some food. We're watching movies, we're doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, Christmas is not my jam. So I boycott Christmas. I get that. I completely understand boycotting holidays. I ain't mad. Um Yay, Megan said yay to no highs. Yay. I know, girl. I said, I got the whole day. Because so what I did is I woke up hungry. So I had a snack. And then you wait until dinner. Now dinner was at 3. I was good and ready to eat. So I ate plate number 1 and I was like, oh, that one was down. I feel good. Let me go for another one. I had another one. That was good. I ate that one down. Yes, like back to back. Okay. And then I had a ginger ale and I had some more yams because y'all, I'm telling you, those yams were killing it. And then I slowed down after that. So I kind of ate all in a bunch and I was like, I'll give it a couple hours and see if I have hives. And luckily, 2 hours later, I still had no hives. 4 hours later, no hives. Went to bed with no hives. Woo! So, and the reason I was worried was because my sister does fry the turkey in peanut oil. And remember how I was telling you about the peanut oil with chicken, that I was worried that I was allergic to peanut oil? So now I don't know if it's peanut oil or not, or something else that they put in the chicken, or was it just old peanut oil that they use to fry with? Because that's possible too. I don't know. This is the part that makes eating like a minefield, but got through with no hives. So I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating it. Keena said, I have been preparing arugula salads all week. I do love roasted turkey and my aunt's stuffing's leftovers, though. Girl, I love me some stuffing and gravy. Oh, I just realized I didn't bring any stuffing back with me. And there was a pan of stuffing last night. It just wasn't where when I was making my plate this I should have made my plate last night. I did get some dirty rice. I got some potato, I got some yams, I got some ham, and I got some turkey. But I didn't get any stuffing. Ugh. I'm so sad about that. You just reminded me. But yes, I love some stuffing. Ooh, I could just have some stuffing and gravy and I'm happy. I'm quite happy. Again, now it's cornbread stuffing too. I don't want to make it. I know how to make it. This is the thing. I know how to cook. I just don't want to cook anymore. I'm like, this is where my bouginess, this is where I'm like, I need to come on and make this million so I don't never have to cook again. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. That arugula salad, that sounds bomb. That sounds so good, Kina. You know what? I could have driven through DC, but it's easier. It would have taken me so far out of the way because I would have had to come all the way back to the other side to get to Atlanta. When we used to drive from Pittsburgh to Durham, we used to drive through DC. Um, it just reminds me because I know you're here. Yes. Okay. Let me see. Megan said, I got a filet, creamed spinach, and au gratin potatoes. The servings were family style. That's family style. That's why I have leftovers. So I had a bit left. Yum, yum. That sounds so good, Megan. And yes, and amen to leftovers. That's what I said too. I was like, I don't have to cook today. I love it. I love it. I did have some ramen when I first got home and I put some turkey in it. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna have later. Honestly, this week was so jam packed. I'm probably like gonna have some popcorn and like rest, and that's gonna be it. But yes, I love it. Hey Tracy, welcome. So glad you got to join today. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Friday, all the happiness. We're celebrating our wins, but we also started talking about Thanksgiving because that was the other thing that I wanted to talk about today. I said we don't need to have a full on topic. I just want to talk about Thanksgiving and I want to know what things we're thankful for from the last year. I think this is a good time to reflect. And like if you reflect now, or I love to make November. I don't know if you remember this from the YouTube video I did back in like September. When you do the lock in, the great lock in, the last November, the last month of that lock in should be about reflection and creating your long term vision for next year. So, I'm excited because I'm setting that up inside of the program and I've actually decided a launch date. The launch date is going to be January 15th. And I'm working on the landing page for all of that. But we're going to do all of that I will have all of this in like an annual schedule. And next year around this time, we'll be doing reflection. So I want us to reflect on the last year. Like, what are the things that you're grateful for? Because there's a lot of things. Yes, the world is crazy. And the world is always going to be crazy. And there's amazing things to be grateful for. So, what are those things as well? So, that's what I hope we have some time to talk about today. Let me see. Let me see. Tracy said, Happy belated Thanksgiving Day. Yay. Listen, happy eat day. Happy eating family day. I love it. Keena said, My version of Christmas are lights hanging on a wall in the shape of an evergreen with a pine oil diffuser. Yes, yes, Keena, I'm with you. Mine would be a paper, would be a post-it with a tree, but I like the addition of pine oil diffuser. I love that. I will tell everybody to save money and don't buy me anything. I get it. I'm like, listen, why don't we just wait until my personal holiday, aka my birthday, and your birthday? I prefer birthdays so much more than Christmas. Yeah, I boycott Christmas. I don't boycott Thanksgiving, but I boycott Christmas. I'm all about it, Kina. I'm into it. Tracy said, "Congrats on your no hives for real." I know, y'all. See, y'all understand how much of a win that is for me, because like when they're on the bottom of my feet or when my hands get so swollen that I can't bend them, that is the worst. And those are the first my hands and feet And like for whatever reason, this one spot on my shoulder are the first places that break out in hives every single time. And when I was just hanging out with the family and there were no hives, I was like, yes, I can have another ginger ale too. Toasting my ginger ale. Yay. Okay, Teresa. No, Teresa, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Tracy said, um, I think for me, moving forward, no Thanksgiving for me. Too much work goes into being stuffed. Hey, I get that. I think, well, this is really the only time of year that I get to eat like this. So I have two favorite holidays, Thanksgiving and 4th of July, and they are both eating holidays. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. But Thanksgiving is like winter cozy food, and 4th of July is like summer grilled food. And I'm like, it's about 6 months apart. Like, I can manage that. But I also understand if you're like, I don't want to be stuffed. I understand that too. You know, so I get it. That's the vibe. I get it. I just don't know if I'm there yet. I don't think I stuffed myself, but I definitely ate good. And I did get to a point I was like, I tried to like eat something and my body was like, nope, don't eat no more of that. Don't eat anything else. It wasn't like that. There was something wrong with my thing. That thing. My body was just like, you don't need no more food. Don't eat anything else. And I was like, okay. And I did it. But it did have to tell me that. Because I was like, I'm not gonna get this another time, and I'm not gonna make it at home. So I did eat my fill. I'm not gonna lie. It does make sense to be like, I'm not going to create a day just to stuff myself. Tracy, I totally relate to that. I totally get it. I totally get it. Okay. So also want to know during this week, um, did you take some time to get some rest and fun? So it's officially sticker time. If you took some time this week to prioritize yourself, oops, I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. That could stay like that. If you took some time this week to do something for you, to focus on yourself, to turn your attention and your energy inward, it doesn't matter if it was 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 30 minutes, 30 hours, then I want you to claim a sticker. It's super easy. Just put it in the chat, hashtag sticker. And it's all based on you. Like, this is not for us to be like, did you make sure you rested this week? You said you wanted a soft life. Did you rest? Nobody here is wagging their finger at you. It's more of a celebration. It's a positive reinforcement. It's a come on, girl, do that rest thing. It's getting excited about the fact that you are prioritizing time for you, because that is everything that I talk about in my program and when I work with my clients. And so why not start it right now? You get more rest and fun by making time for it. It doesn't happen by accident. You have to be intentional about it. So if you were intentional about rest and fun, go ahead and put hashtag stick it on the in the chat, and I'm gonna give you a sticker today. Yes. Okay. So that was the longer explanation for the people who don't usually know it. I know the people in the chat know it's easy. I'm claiming my sticker. Okay, I got you. Tracy said I'm claiming my sticker. Come on, Tracy. I love it. Let me go ahead and get it in the chat or in the spreadsheet today. Let me see. There we go. There we go. Okay. I am going to make it a turkey, of course. Of course. Let me see. Turkey. Who else is claiming their sticker today? And then y'all, if you are joining the replay, you can still claim your sticker. Just go into the comments of this video once this because you're watching the replay, so the comment section is live, and put hashtag sticker, hashtag STICKA in the chat and or in the comments, and I will come back in here and add your sticker. It's that simple. I got you, boo. I got you. So yes, let me see who else is claiming stickers today. Let me see. Megan is claiming a sticker. I love it. I love it. Oh, and we got some wins in here too. So let me go ahead and put Megan's sticker in here. And then I'm going to read out Megan's wins. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to take down the spreadsheet because I forget. But that doesn't mean that you still can't claim your sticker. You could claim it until literally until whenever. You can still claim the sticker even afterwards. So whether you're in the chat, you can put it in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, put it in the comments and I will give you your sticker. Okay. All right. Let me see. Where was the comments at? Megan's got some wins. Come on, Megan. I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. Megan said wins. Stayed on track with my meditating up to 14 days in a row. What? Megan, did you pat yourself on the back? Please do. That's an amazing win. I love that. You said, oh, second one. I saw my cousin on Saturday. Yay. That's such a good time. And then one of my aunts and my grandmother was there and she remembered me. She's 90. Come on, grandma. I know that's right. You never know with your older family members. It's funny, my grandmother, her memory is better than my mother's, okay? But I love that she still remembered you. That's so beautiful. Come on. Tracy said 90 and remembers you. That's a blessing. It is a blessing. Come on. That's a huge win. Amazing wins. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Megan. Those are such good wins. Dang. So wait, you know what? I forgot. What was the name of that meditating app that you said? Now, because the app that I used to use the Calm app, but I think the Calm app was like, boo, you've been using us for free for too long. We're literally going to block everything from you. And I was like, really? I used to at least be able to use the sleep story. I can't even use the sleep story without paying now. And I was like, I don't use it. I used to use it very regularly, but now I don't use it as often because when I travel trying to keep my sleep environment the same, I would try to use my sleep app everywhere I went, but now I don't need it as much. I fall asleep a lot better. And but man, they texting me. They said, "Girl, don't we know we not playing." But you know what? You know what? I didn't even think about this too right now. Um, I just signed up for Apple One because I had an Apple One membership that was connected to my phone plan, but it didn't have enough cloud storage, so I separated it. And so the the level that I had to get included Apple Fitness. So I'm saying all of that to say they might have meditating options on that app and I wouldn't have to pay extra because I already paid for that. So I'm gonna have to check that out. But I love that you did that for a whole 14 days because I know you said last time that you were using that app. And listen, when you have tools, this is what, again, this is part of when we work together. I make sure you have tools and resources that help make your routine easier, like that take the pressure off, that take the decision fatigue off. So all you got to do is show up and do the thing. I'm all about something that's going to help me do that because as a busy like what's the word I'm looking for? Uh Lord of mercy, I'm having a brain fart. This is me being tired. Because I did that 10-hour drive today, kick my butt. But being someone who's like, listen, I gotta save all my brain. Listen, I gotta save all my brain cells for things I really need it. I don't want to spend brain cells on trying to figure out like what which meditation I should do. I love a good app that already has all of that stuff played out. Here's the meditation you should do today based on the other things. Great, let's do that one. Like I love stuff like that. It makes me so happy. I love it. Megan said, yes, it is. It's my dad's side of the fam. So I haven't seen them in years because she's not around. But the next time I see them, I got to be sure to take pictures, even though I hate taking pics. Yes, you have to take pictures. Now, listen, let me tell y'all, my grandmother said the cutest thing, and I will never forget it. She just said this maybe like 5 years ago. She said, come here, we need to take a selfie. I didn't even notice she knew what a selfie was. So I made sure this time that we took a selfie. And she's so funny. she stuck her little tongue out when we did the selfie, and I was like, "That's cute, Grandma. Did you mean?" She said, "I didn't even realize I stuck my tongue out." She wasn't thinking about it, but it's the cutest picture. I'll make sure I put it on my stories afterwards. But yes, take pictures. Take pictures. Um, I'm like, I don't know how much longer they're gonna be around. She's 97. My great aunt was 87. Like, and not only that, my mother is 80. So I'm like, take the pictures, get the hugs, make the laughs, have the tears, do all the things now. Like, don't wait. Make time for those things now. I love that you got plans for the pictures, girl. Take the pictures, even though you hate taking pictures. This will be worth it. So I get it. Megan said the app is called Insight Timer. I'm using the free version. They have a paid version too. Okay, got it. I'm gonna have to check that out again. Yes. Cause I know I get off of here and sometimes my mind is clear and I'll go do something right then and there. Today my mind is like, girl, we didn't use every bit of brain cell that you need, that you possibly had to get you back to Atlanta in one piece. There's no more brain cells left to go look at anything tonight. So I'm gonna have to remember to look at it tomorrow. Okay. Tracy said, "Okay, your guest from last week ruined my planner selection. Oh no, for last year. I thought I was done until I talked about that damn planner. So now I'm waiting for it to be delivered. Ah, I love it. I love it. I can't wait to hear more about it. Listen, I go through seasons where I am like, I'm really, really, really heavy on the planner. And then I have other seasons, and I could tell you this is when I'm getting into more of a creative state where I have to just do, what I call as my top three instead of actually like scheduling things. So I instead of like planning everything out, I just, these are the top three things I want to, this is number one thing I want to get done today. And then I have two follow-ups. So I get it. There are times where you go in and out of using a planner. I'm like that all the time. I'm like that all the time. So deep breath. You might like the planner, at least for a little while. Even if you don't use it the whole year, Tracy. Not yet. Oh, right, because you bought not last year. You bought one for next year. I can't wait. That's funny. I want to see how it goes. And you know what? I want to check that planner out. I can't remember if I wrote down the name from it from last week. See, listen, my eyes are heavy. Does it look like I'm like dozing off? I'm awake. But yeah, my brain cells are like, girl, stop playing. We just gonna have some fun. That's all we got left. My brain is telling me that's okay. Body, we okay. I hear you. I hear that we need physical rest. Which reminds me, it's a good time to plug. Y'all, I'm so excited about the card deck. I don't have any mock-ups yet, but I did some really good work on it this last week, and I'm just really excited about how it's coming along. So I will keep you posted. I'm going to be putting up a wait list for that in probably the next 2-3 weeks. I'm working on the wait list for the program first, and then, or the course and community is really what it is. And I did decide on a name. I'm going to use the course is going to be Jaye with Rashidat, and then the activities deck is going to be the Jaye activities deck. And if you remember correctly, Kina and all of you ladies were like, yes, we like that name. So remember, that's Enjoying Life with Rashidat, or Enjoy Life activities deck. So I'm super excited about it, and the progress that I've been making. So I'll be sharing like behind the scenes stuff as we come up into it in the near future. Been working on it. So yay, yay, yay. Aura Align. Oh, that was the name, right? I do remember writing that down. I wrote it down in my planner. Okay. I'm actually just gonna open another window. Aura Align planner because I know we're gonna close some windows today, but I'm gonna be more likely to look at it this way than trying to remember where I wrote it down. So at least when this is done, I'll go look at it afterwards. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy, because you see my brain cells are like, mm, mm, mm. No, boo, my brain cells ain't doing it today. Okay. Tracy said, I'm all for a good set of a deck. Come on. Yes. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a really good deck. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm making it pretty too. It's gonna be very useful, and I'm working on making it very pretty. So I gotta balance pretty with production costs, but yes, I'm excited about both of that. Keena said, "Yay! I'm excited for you. Can't wait to buy the deck. Yay! Me too. I'm so excited about it. Because y'all know this has been a brainchild of mine. I've been thinking about this deck for at least a year, if not longer. Um, it just took, you know what? You know how sometimes someone will say something to you and it takes a little while for it to sink in. And I had been trying to figure out what would I do. I love coaching. It's not passive though. So I was like, what am I going to do for passive income? Like and I'm not ready to write a book. And then I was like, wait a minute. I've been wanting to do this deck forever. This is going to be my passive income. And I'm so excited to use it myself because it's already stuff that we already talk about. It's things that we're already passionate about. Um, so I'm excited for it being a passive income product, but I'm also excited for how it's going to change me and everybody who purchases it. Because I'm that person like right now when my brain is like foggy and it's like I don't have time to waste brain cells on deciding how to rest. Like I wouldn't be able to figure that out right now. This is one of those times where I could pull out the deck and say, okay, wait, let me figure out let me talk to my body about what type of rest I need. And then once I know what type of rest, pull that deck out and pull a card and go do that. Like that's the simplicity that it creates when we're already like, I just need this to be the simplest way possible. And it makes it easy and tangible and practical to go rest. So I'm so excited about it. Which company are you using for production? So I'm actually sending emails to a couple different companies. I've been going through, Alibaba is really good for doing having like connecting with manufacturers. So I have like 5 different manufacturers that I got all of their catalogs, and they were waiting for me to decide like what did I want the packaging to look like. And it took me some time. I'm one of those creative. This is why I hated being in fashion and why I decided to be a tech designer rather than a concept designer. A concept designer literally has to push out new design ideas all the time. Like this kind of shirt, this kind of design, this kind of fabric. Like they have to do that. They're doing that all the time. And I hate that. I am the kind of designer that likes to design things based on fixing a problem. So it's like I need to know what the need is first before I design it. I can't it just doesn't come is the need for it to be pretty is not enough for me. I need to know the functionality as well. That's the other reason why I'm technical because I love the functionality. So once I kind of got my mind wrapped around, I literally had to go into a Barnes and Noble and I touched and feel some other decks and different kinds of decks and saw different packaging and then like allow my mind to be like, oh, but what about this and what about that? I know I like this part of this, but what about that? And how can I combine this? And allowed me to get into my dreaming and innovative sphere, which gets me so excited. So once I did all of that, that made it a lot easier. And now I could go back to their catalogs and send them because they had been waiting for me to give them specs so that so they could give me the initial quote and then give me templates so I could design to the template. So that's the process we're getting into. Even though I have like a first draft of the template or the first draft of it, and because I've been creating it in Canva, and I already have like the color palette, But yeah, I'm taking all of these steps. So, Keena, I think that might have been more information than you wanted. You asked me who my manufacturer is. I don't have one nailed down yet. That's the short answer. Yay. Okay. NGL. I'm gonna use the deck as oracle card readings. Hey, I'm into that. Come on. Not gonna lie. I'm not mad. Don't lie. Tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I'm not mad at all. You do whatever feels good. I'm into it. So yeah, I'm really excited about those are my main two things that I'm working on. And honestly, the plan is those are only two things I'm selling all of next year. So um I mean, after that, I know I want to add a couple things, but those are going to be my main two things that sell now forevermore. Um, because I've been going through, remember that I told you guys about the sacred money archetypes. I've been going through that course for myself, and it's really helped me refine for my business, like realize what I really wanted, who I really wanted to talk to, what things do I want to sell. Because not everybody, uh, uh, not every business model is for every person, and I needed to find a mentor that was the same archetype as me. And I believe, and I have found that. So I've gotten off track. Let me come back. I'm excited about the deck and talking about things that I'm grateful for. I am grateful that I finally have found a mentor, a business mentor, because I have other kinds of mentors, but excuse me, my nose is a little stuffy. Um, a business mentor that I feel like, okay, and I'm actually, it's a combination of two. But I'm like, okay, like I can see all the puzzle pieces fitting together, and that feels really good. So, with that in mind, I want to start transitioning. Like, okay, you told me what ones you're celebrating. I also want to know what are you grateful for from the last year? Maybe try three. If you got more than three, that's great too. But yeah, what are you grateful for from the last year? What did you say over the table? Um when your grandmother prayed. My grandmother prayed. It was such a good prayer. I almost wanted to like drop prayer hands and record her because it was so beautiful. And I love watching her pray. And then afterwards, she gets a hoop and a hollering. And she's got this specific way of saying hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, like it's the same. I will never ever forget that, but I want to get recording of it. I want to get recording of it while I still can get it from her, not just me mimicking it. But all of that's to say, like, what are the things that you're grateful for from the last year? I would love to hear them and celebrate them with you. Because like I said, even though there's been tons of crazy stuff, there's a lot of beautiful things happening. I think one of the best things about hard times is when there are deep, 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 deep lows, it creates just as much potential for high, 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 high highs. And this year has been a combination of both of those for me. And I am practicing celebrating in both of those spots, regardless of whether I'm on the down of the roller coaster or the up of the roller coaster. I'm trying to throw my hands in the air and say, "Wee!" If you've ever heard me say that. So, what are you saying we about? What are you saying we about? So, let me see. Things I'm grateful for this year. Um, earlier this year, my living situation changed and it happened kind of abruptly, but it actually ended up being one of the things that really made this year magical. It's what made me be like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead to LA. I'm just going to go ahead and hang out on the beach. I'm just going to go ahead and drive Uber for a little while. I'm just going to go ahead and sign up for the prices right. I'm just going to go ahead and sign up for this house sit. I'm just going to go ahead and do like I just did so many magical things from a small change. Like, it wasn't a small change, technically, it was a big change, but it led to so many other great things that I was like, while I didn't plan it, I didn't expect it. It was something I'm grateful for this year. It was I'm super grateful for that. What else am I grateful for this year? I'm grateful for my people. My best friend and her family in Charlotte. Um, I'm grateful for my old roommates, even though that's changed. That relationship has changed. I'm grateful for my friend from Pittsburgh that lives in LA that I went to go stay with in LA. I'm grateful for them, for her. I'm grateful for my brother. I'm really, really blessed. I'm like almost like get emotional blessed. Um, of the people that I get to in person spend time with. Like I'm so so lucky to have every single one of them, and it sets me up so well to be able to show up and be on here, um which is super important to me. So yeah, I'm super super grateful for them as well. Keena said, I'm grateful for being away from the corporate world. Come on, Keena. Yes, yes, and amen to that. I'm grateful for family remaining in good health and living. Amen to that too. Yes. And I'm grateful for an understanding best friend. Yes. Every single one of those, right? Like friends and family too, they bring just different dynamics to your life. So having both of them, gosh, yes, 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 yes. And then, yes, it's interesting too. I don't miss corporate world at all. So, but I love supporting women who are still in corporate. But I love when they're like, hey, I actually don't have to do this. And I'm like, you're right. You don't. You get to do whatever you want. If you want to do that, then cool. But you get to do other stuff if you want to. You don't have to do that. I think it's so great. I love seeing when we take permission to do what feels good, regardless of what it is. Um, yeah. So come on, Keena. Amazing wins to share. Thank you so much. Things to be grateful for. Thank you for sharing those. I appreciate that a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Keena, I'm also grateful all the times you send me amazing reels and content that we could talk about on Freedom Fridays. I'm grateful for that. I love it. I'm grateful when y'all bring listen, Tracy brings the energy every single time. Megan brings the ideas, her problem solving skills. I love it. Like I'm so grateful for you ladies. I really am. If you haven't heard me say that enough, let me say it again. I'm grateful for you. Sincerely and deeply grateful for you. Um yeah. Yeah. Let me see. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the little things too. I'm grateful that I got myself a new cup. I had my other cup that reminds me to drink water, and it had gotten old, and then it was still working though, and then I dropped it, and then it stopped working, and I was so sad. So I was very grateful to get this cup with points, mind you, because I love, and nothing better than a free $80 cup, because $80 cups ain't cheap. Mm, let me see. What else am I grateful for? I am grateful for my truck. I named my truck Ranger. Now she is a Ford Ranger, but I called her Ranger because I have in my mind, Ranger is like, um, if you can think of a black cowgirl that's singing something from Cowboy Carter, that's what my truck reminds me of. And listen, Ranger has taken me to Los Angeles and back. She's taken me to Pittsburgh and back this weekend. Like, I am so grateful for that truck. She's a 1999. She's had her little issues and she is very quirky, but I love her. I'm so grateful for her. So I listen. I'm sending her love outside too. Tracy said corporate world sucks, especially when they send emails about talking about to make sure you do the work. Like what, right? You ain't got nothing else better to do than micromanage me? Go somewhere with that, right? I know that's right, Tracy. Yes, Keena said, it's my pleasure to share needed info. Yes, girl. And I love that it helps other people see it too. And I hope that, that's the other reason why I like show the specific reel on here, is because I hope that you guys go back and follow those creators. Like, this is it those creators, being a creator to bring contribute new perspectives to the conversation, is fun and a lot of work. So I hope that, it helps spread the word about them as amazing creators too. But I thank you so much for sharing it. I love it. I'm always like, I'm gonna add it to my list, Kina. I'm adding it to my list. Yes, Megan said, I'm grateful for this community and I'm grateful for reconnecting with my family. Yay to both. So grateful for this community. And it's so beautiful for you to be reconnecting to them. I just feel like you manifested that. And it makes me so excited for you, because this is only the beginning of the beautiful things that you are manifesting for yourself, Megan. I just feel it. Like, it gives me the vibrations. If I had hair on my arms, if I wasn't a naked mole rat, then I would have goosebumps and the hair would be standing up. But I don't have any hair on my arms. I just, so I'm just telling you, like, I just feel it for you. I really do. So I'm excited for you to receive all of that. Yes, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Okay, let me see. Is there anything else that I want to add to the thankful list? Let me see. Tracy said this group was full of knowledge. Have learned so much since joining. Yay, that's good. I love that it feels valuable and it's worth your time. I love that, and I'm excited to sharp. I listen. I'm. Can I tell you what thing that I'm looking forward to being grateful for? I'm looking for someone to help me with some work. I'm looking for someone that doesn't want a lot of work, at least not right now. Like, I'm looking for someone who wants maybe like 4 hours a week to help do some projects for me. Cause there's something about being a creator. Sometimes it's easy to, like, oh, it's not even overthinking it. It's kind of getting into perfectionism. So sometimes it's nice to be able to just pass some stuff off, because people could do it faster than you because they're not attached to it the way you are. So if you know anybody that's looking for like just 4 hours a week of work, let me know. It'll be like, it's not social media. It's helping me with some content creation stuff. So it's hard to explain without going into all the details. But yes, having learned so many things since joining, that's another thing that I've been learning and practicing, because I believe in delegating, and yet it is something that you have to develop. It's something that you got to get used to doing. So, Megan said, "Thank you for saying I have a problem solving skill." Oh, yes, that you have problem solving skills. You sure do. I received that. I guess I can solve other people's problems, but not mine. Hey, that's how it goes, though. That's why coaches need coaches. I still work with a coach. I love being a problem solver, but I still need somebody else to be that other set of eyes. I need somebody else to repeat it back to me. um I need somebody else to come with ideas outside of my own brain. Those are amazing skills. Yes, you are a great problem solver. Listen, and this is the other reason why I'm so excited to bring in the sacred money archetypes, because it's a bit of a personality test, and it gives you, I love that it shows you your sabotages, but it also shows you, like, here's some things that you are really great at. And sometimes we know that we are great at things, but it's in the back of our mind. When it's still flying around the back of our mind, it's not something that we're intentionally doing. Like, we're not using it like a tool. But when you bring that skill to the front of your mind and you say, oh, I am a problem solver. Then your brain starts to say, oh, yeah, oh, that's a problem over there. Let's go help them. That's a problem over there. Let's go help them. And before you know it, like, you're finding fulfillment, and a part of you that's always been a part of you. You just weren't leaning into it because it was still kind of floating in the back of your mind, but now you can use it. Like, come on, come on. And you don't have to be it's not being a good problem solver isn't about solving everybody's problem. Being a good problem solver is also about helping people think through what the actual problem is, because sometimes they don't actually know what their problem is. And when you don't know what their problem is, you can't get to an answer until you actually get to the problem, right? So all of that to say, there's so many beautiful things that come out of this. Just, keep using it one step at a time. I love it. Keena said, Meg, I have had the same issue of solving my problems first before solving others. Uh, is it is about healing mental trauma and slowing down until you regain clarity. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes so many of our problems are because we haven't slowed down. And the other part of it is sometimes we don't have that reflection to help us see our blind spots. But when you slow down, you bring other people into it, all of those blind spots get illuminated, and you actually get to see the big picture and make some really great decisions from a place of who am I and who do I want to be, rather than what I'm running from and what I'm trying to avoid. I love that. Keena, so true. Great call out. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I love it. Okay. Is there anything else that we're grateful for from this past year? I'm trying to think. I think I got to the big things. I told you I'm grateful for the people in my life, for my truck, for situations that went wrong. Um, you know what? I'm also just grateful. I'm grateful that I have learned that no matter what's going on, there's space for me to be me. I didn't always used to feel that way. Regardless of whether it was with my family or in corporate or whatever, I didn't always feel like there was space to be me, but I'm grateful that I am being more intentional about taking up space and unapologetically taking up space. Cuz it's one thing to take up space to be like like to feel like you have to prove that you deserve the space. I'm not proving that I deserve the space. Which when you don't feel like you have to prove that you deserve the space, it's a different vibe. Like it's easier. Like it's less stressful. And it's been really good to be very grounded in that space. And I will say a part of that was like moving out of my past living situation, like that this has opened some stuff up. And hey, like little things go a long way. So, that's why when I work with my clients, I'm like, sometimes a change of scenery is the absolute best thing for you. Maybe that means you quit your job, maybe it doesn't. Maybe that means you take a sabbatical. Maybe that means I mean, there's so many different things that it could be, which is why when we get in this session, I love to do like personalized problem solving because it's based on you and what do you feel is missing, and then we problem solve how to make space to get those things for you. So, yeah, that's the last thing I think I'm grateful for. Taking up space to be me and um not feeling like I have to prove anything about that. Like it's just I'm just taking up space and it feels good. You know how when the guys are like, let me just sit here with my legs all open. I was like that. Let me see. Megan said, year in reflection are so hard for me because I swear I don't remember much from the first part of the year. The years are just zooming by, mind blown. I completely understand that. The years are going blowing by. And also like don't feel rushed. This is the other thing that I like about my calendar. I will go back and look at my calendar and be like, wait, what did I do last January? What did I do last February? And because I know I scheduled it. I know it was in my calendar. Um, the one thing I don't remember, I believe I took a trip this year, or was it last year? But see, this is one of those times I go back and check. Or if that, even if I don't check my calendar, I could also check my photos. I could check my stories. Those are all other ways for me to check. So maybe look through some of those. I know you don't like to take a lot of pictures, so maybe those are a couple ways that'll help you remember what you did. And even if you're just pulling out things that you're grateful for that come top of mind, that's okay too. The other thing about, celebrating our wins every week is that it's about helping bring some of that to mind on a regular basis. So hopefully something pops out, even if it's not, even if you don't feel like it's huge. Like, don't judge whether you feel like it's big enough or small enough to be grateful for. Just be grateful for it. Whatever's come to mind, let be grateful for that. Don't judge it. So, okay, there's that. All right, so we celebrated our wins from the week. We gave out stickers. If you did not claim your sticker yet, that's okay. You still have time. Go ahead and put hashtag sticker in the chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay. What else? We talked about what we are thankful for from this past year. I think now it's time to wind down. Yeah, I think we're gonna wind down for the weekend. So, as always, take a second and look at your device and see, for step one, how many windows can you close on your iPad, on your phone, on your computer? How many emails can you delete? I know this could be hard because you're like, but I was saving that window. Okay, but save it in like your to-do, like your backlog of your to-do list, not your today to-do list, your backlog list, so that when you're ready to actually look at it, you can find it. But you don't need it clogging up your brain and up your mind space right now. Like, we're doing, this is emotional decluttering, symbolic decluttering that we do every single week, because we're saying, I don't have space to be overwhelmed. I'm clearing away anything that's overwhelming me, or that's just taking, that's not actually building to what I want in my life right now. I'm clearing that away so that I could make space for the things that are actually building the feeling that I want in my life. And this is, yeah, Denise Duffield Thomas says, if you don't know what to declutter, when in doubt, shave your legs. Now, I'm a naked mole rat. I don't have any hair on my legs, so I can't do that. But I actually don't mind decluttering. So I love to add this in, because you could declutter the windows on your phone, on your device, on your computer. You could declutter your emails. And this is all symbolic decluttering and physical decluttering, to get things out of the way so that when you have the things that you really do want to pay attention to, they're not lost in the sauce with all the other 10 million things that are going on. And you actually have space to receive the things that you want. So, okay, I'm done. I'm off the soapbox. Y'all already know this, but I can't help it. I get back on it. Okay. So how many windows am I closing? Listen, there's 2 windows right here. That's closing. 3, I'm not going to work on this today. I'm going to work on it tomorrow. So I'm going to close this one tomorrow. These 2 are going to stay open. This is closing. That's 4 windows that are closing. I don't know. I only had 5 windows open to, yeah, 5 windows open total. So I'm closing 4 to 5. No, 3 of the 5. Sorry. How many windows are you closing? You can go ahead and tell me in the chat if you want. But don't forget, check your other devices as well. I always do my phone afterwards because I use it as my webcam. Okay. Because it's adding freedom. Take all the freedom. Okay. Yes. Okay. So then the next step, what fun meal are you having to get yourself into rest mode? And what fun activity are you going to do? So this is going to be a week that I lean into physical rest. Um, and physical rest, there's active physical rest and passive physical rest. And I'm gonna try and do a little bit of both. but I'm definitely going to lean into passive physical rest, which means I'm going to sleep as much as I can for the next 3 days. So I'm going to bed early tonight, especially because I have to be up early in the morning, but I'm going to bed early tonight. And my fun food for the weekend is going to be I'm making some popcorn tonight. I haven't had popcorn in I want to say a couple weeks. My one brother is out of town, but my other brother is here with his girlfriend. So I might no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably not gonna spend any time with them tonight. Maybe tomorrow. So yes. My fun thing for this evening is to eat popcorn and watch a movie in bed and go to bed early. That's what I'm doing. And let me tell you, I am excited about it. I cannot wait. I was sleep so good. I slept really good in Pittsburgh. It was just that I woke up, I knew that I wanted to leave at 4 a.m. So I set my alarm for 3 a.m. And then my body woke me up at 2 a.m. And I was like, listen, I had a whole nother hour to sleep and I couldn't get back to sleep. So yeah. And then for Thanksgiving, I don't think I went to bed till 10:30. I probably should have been in bed at 8. So there's that. Megan said, I closed 3 tabs and deleted a bunch of emails. I also just canceled my Disney Plus subscription and I'm going through my other subscriptions to cancel. Come on, Megan. She said, I'm decluttering all of this stuff. Out of here, out of here, out of here. I love it. Yes. Keena said, yay, Meg. Yes. That is a win. I'm eating my leftovers, girl. That's a good dinner right there. I'm eating my leftovers and I'm trying to find a movie to watch. I love it. Ooh, let me see. Right now, like while I was waiting for us to start, I started watching Wonka on Netflix. I didn't realize that this was the story of Willy Wonka, not the story of the chocolate factory, which was actually kind of refreshing because I was like, is this another Willy, like another excuse me, Willy Wonka remake, and I was like, ugh. So I was glad that it wasn't. So I'm actually liking it. It's not over yet. I know I'm gonna watch that tonight. I might watch. I don't know. See, this one that I'm looking at right now, I don't know if it's a series or if it's a movie. But The Last Samurai Standing, as I might look at that too. So if it's a series, I'll probably only watch one episode. Oh, y'all, I also just watched the whole series Nero the Assassin. I like that one too. That was 8 episodes. That's on Netflix. So, we always got some different what is it? Different shows and stuff to share. Megan said, I'm working on the weekends. Working on the weekends is trash. I understand, Megan. I'm working this weekend too. I have to work Sunday. So I'm savoring the rest of today and having off Saturday. Yes, that'll be amazing. Since I was off all week, I am working the next 4 days. And then I have a certification training the 2 days after that. So Sunday, Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is work, and then Wednesday, Thursday is the certification, and then I have to be back at work on Friday. No, no, I'm off next Friday. I'm off next Friday. No, I have to be work next Saturday. Next Saturday. So yes, um, you know what? I get not wanting to work on the weekends, and I think my business kind of destroyed my weekends. Not destroyed. Let me not say that. That's too dramatic. My business shifted my off days from being on the weekends a long time ago because sometimes that's the best time to catch people who want to do sessions with me. So I usually try to take Sundays off, but I usually end up working on Saturdays. So I get that. I get that it could change the flow of the weekend. And I hope that you still get some good rest anyway. Totally get that. Keena said, I'm making sauteed cod, ooh, and broccoli. Watching Westworld season. I never heard of Westworld season 3 or Westworld at all. Is that one on Netflix, Keena? And then I deleted a bunch of emails and texts and files. Come on. I need to delete some files. I have Google has like 2 terabytes of space. My iCloud has, it just got kicked up from 2 to 4 terabytes of space. A lot of it is pictures and videos though, because that's the one thing about the life of I'm not even trying to be a content creator. I'm a business owner, but you end up being a content creator because you're a business owner. But I have so much videos. So I don't and the thing is, sometimes I go back and use them. So I don't know if I'm gonna delete them. But girl, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that you were able to delete all of that stuff. I love it. I love that. Yes, for the decluttering and all the creative ways. I love it, Kina. She said, I'm making space for all the good stuff to come find me. I know that's right. Receive it all, boo. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, y'all, it's a little early, but you know what? I think it's time. Keena said HBO series. I love the Westworld storyline. Okay, so that's why I haven't seen it because I don't have HBO. I have to look it up and see if there's anywhere else that I could watch it on. Um, yeah. I don't think there's really any shows that I've ever like really wanted to watch on HBO. When I excuse me, when I was still in Charlotte, my best friend, we would occasionally, not very often, but we would go on HBO to watch Magnolia with Chip and Joanna Gaines. But I don't think that there's much else that I've really watched on HBO. So I'll have to remember that I have to even remember that it's an option. So I'll have to check that out. Okay. Westworld. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let me see. Any other thoughts? Anything else we need to chat about? I think we're good, y'all. I hope that you really had an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope that you didn't stuff yourself too much. But I also hope that it felt like a good pause and reconnection, not just to the things outside of you, but to yourself. Like I really hope that you've gotten all of that. Yeah. That's what it's been for me. And it did wear me out a little bit, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Yes, Insecure was on HBO, but you know what? I think I watched maybe the first season of Insecure, and then it moved over to Netflix. And I've watched some of it on Netflix. Now I haven't watched. Don't forgive me. Don't cancel me. I haven't watched the whole thing of Insecure because I've had issues with my Netflix as well. Because did you know how when you have Netflix and you travel, it actually gets mad at you. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And now I have access to it again. So I'll see if it's back on there. So I might have to add that back to my list because I never watched the whole thing. I think I need to go back and watch that. Thank you for reminding me of that, Kina. Megan said, get some rest, Rashidat. Have a great week, ladies. See you all next Friday. Yes, girl. Thank you for that, Megan. You took the words right out of my mouth. I will definitely be getting some rest. I hope that in between your work schedules or whatever you have going on, that you take some time for physical rest and all the other 6 types of rest as well. Again, I can't wait for that deck to come out to help you do that. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me here. Thank you for prioritizing yourself. I know you like, why are you thanking me why am I thanking you to prioritize yourself? Because I think you needed to hear it. So thank you. I thank you for taking care of you because you deserve to take care of. I like when my friends are taken care of, and it starts with us taking care of ourselves. So I'm glad that you did it. All right. Keena said, Rashida, get some rest, get some sleep in your coat. Listen, in a cozy, warm bed. It's cold outside, girl. And I like to crack the window so it gets nice and cold so I can get real snuggly in that blanket. Ooh, girl. I can't even wait. I can't even wait, y'all. So that's what I'm going to get myself ready to do. Let me get my little countdown on. And then I will see y'all next week. Have a wonderful wonderful weekend. I'm so grateful for you. Sleep good. Have a good work day. Even if you're like, listen, I'm a mentally smile at y'all. I call it the psychotic smile. I smile, but I'm like, listen, I ain't got time for y'all suckers. I'm not even letting y'all pass this layer. I hope that's how your Sunday is, Megan. Like, listen, can't none of y'all mess up my day. I know that's right, okay? That's what I hope you get. Keena, enjoy all of your delicious food. Both of y'all enjoy your delicious food. Have a good time. Tracy, I hope you're snuggling our baby boy. And then have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I can't wait to see you next week, right here on Freedom Fridays. Tell a friend.